going to go down that road. I guess after the first quarter, were you expecting to be sitting here at the end of the game, having won by 3 goals?
I probably wasn't expecting it. We've been in that situation a little bit over the last 6 weeks, probably. I think there's at least 2, if not 3 games where we've been well down at quarter time. So it's one thing we do need to address. I mean, Brisbane just absolutely dominated every phase of the game, really, and started with the contest. I think we were minus 25 in the contest for that quarter alone, which is, I mean, we're not going to be any good if we're conceding that. So nice to be able to rectify it. Our guys, you know, when you can grab them and speak to them, they typically respond quite well, and that's what we've shown. So that's a really pleasing sign for our group.
I guess, did you feel like you've maybe even dodged a bullet by the fact that the league probably could have been and should have been bigger? Absolutely. They kicked 4-7 in the first quarter. Inaccurate. Inaccurate. I can't remember where they're having their shots from, so I'm not going to. But the reality was we were getting absolutely smashed in every phase, and we were 5 goals down. So that's still a big margin. It's a 20 goal loss, you know, if it continues. But again, we rectified some things. We started getting our hands on the ball and competing in the contest, let alone winning it. And you know, typically we're a reasonable team, I think, when we're able to do that.
What was said at quarter time?
Well, it's just that if we're not going to win the contest, whether it's at stoppage or away from the stoppage, we're not going to be the team that we want to be. And so we've got to work harder to get to the contest to support it, and we've got to be a little bit tougher. You know, Brisbane were far better.
As poor as the first quarter was, though, you've come away from the Gabba against a Brisbane team that's been absolutely flying with a win that really puts you in the race for that top 2 sort of spot. I mean, like, you must be happy with the way that the team played for the rest of the game.
From quarter time onwards, I thought it was fantastic. You know, we're able to win the ball. We certainly controlled the entries and field position far better than what we did in the first, obviously, and we put the score on the board. And so, you know, we didn't kick a goal. I don't know what we ended up with, to be fair. You know, we were goalless in the first quarter. That's never great. But after quarter time, I thought our guys responded really well. Contest was strong. Stoppage was strong. I think we kicked 9 goals from stoppage from quarter time onwards. So that's a fantastic game. But we need to avoid putting ourselves in that position.
Sorry, and just the impact of your young guys in that last quarter, particularly, I don't know, they're kicking the goals, but Aaron and Darcy, can you talk to us about their impact?
Well, yeah, I thought they were terrific, particularly in the last quarter. And that's a byproduct of the work that they put in throughout the first part of the game. You know, they don't always get their rewards in the moment. Sometimes it takes time. And they work incredibly hard, those 2 particularly, along with a lot of our other boys. And today it was their turn. And so they get the rewards. But we all acknowledge the work that was put in for those boys to get the rewards too. You know, I thought Aaron, when he launches at the ball, he looks like a wonderful player. His kicking was terrific. Darcy's just got speed to burn, and anytime that ball's out in space, he's a pretty handy player. And he's a tough player too. So he wins the ball in tight, gets it out to our other guys. So yeah, I'm really happy for them. I'm really pleased with everyone who contributed. Everyone played a role. You know, to the end result.
There's big moments for Darcy, aren't there? Like the scores are level. You're on the road.
Yep.
There's a 30,000 against you, and
and he's maybe played a dozen games, and so he's a classic player. We know that. That's why we took him in the first round, or thereabouts. But you know, he doesn't seem to panic too much. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He's very skillful, clearly. So add it all up, you know, that's why you get the result. And that's, you know, he's going to have moments of challenge too. But yeah, we're really happy with how he's progressing.
So you've won 6 in a row. You've made these couple of sort of big comebacks the last couple of weeks. Like, belief must be huge at the moment.
Yeah,
at this stage of the season.
Yeah, it is. You know, we're really confident in our game, but again, we're not perfect, and we know that, and we don't need to be to a certain level. But like I said last week, we've got to play more than 40 minutes of footy against the Hawks, and you know, I felt like we played more than 40 minutes, but we still had lapses that could have proved really costly. So we continue to work on. We've always got something to work on. We're far from the finished product, so that's exciting. But now we're coming towards the pointy end of the season. today's win certainly helps us qualify for finals. Well, we've got a bit to work on.
Does this feel like last year at any, like you got this sniff in the back half of the season, you're getting on a roll again?
Yeah, I feel like the way that our high performance team design our program has us playing our best footy at this time of year. I think I like how fit we are. We've still got some players to come back in. I think Briggs and Cornelio will come back in next week. Hopefully, I would expect they will. So I've said about Cogs a couple of weeks now, so I probably shouldn't. But they're guys who have put in a block of work. Briggs is obviously missed just this week, but Cogs has put in a block of work. So I think these guys will add to our team, and we can get better.
Just on Lockie, obviously, so he looked a bit sore when he came off in that third quarter, but he came back on.
Whitfield.
Really, really had an impact when he came back on.
Oh yeah. So he, I think he might have stood on or something. I'm not sure exactly what it was. He went downstairs for a little bit, and we were trying to find out, and then he was back on the ground. So yeah, I don't think it's anything. He played the whole last quarter virtually, and didn't appear to have any issues. So I'm not sure.
And you've had the Lions mentioned twice now this season. What is it about them that you like sort of playing against them?
It's hard to really know. I mean, they're a great contest team, and so I feel like when we break even in that contest, then we're able to compete. We're pretty accurate, probably scored well. They weren't, so maybe we're a little fortunate in that space as well. That allowed us to sort of stay in the game. But yeah, the contest stuff is big against. It's big against any team, but the Lions are particularly good at it. So for us to compete after quarter time in that was really pleasing. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.